Hey Connor, what's so creepy about pasta?
The carbs. I mean, you put them in a pot, you stir them up, you get creepypasta.
But are there any rules, any special cooking methods?
Yes. Yes, there are. Hell's Kitchen. Minecraft Hell's Kitchen.
Bro, chill, okay? This ain't a kitchen, don't take it too far. I mean,
There was too many cooks in this kitchen. These are rules for writing creepypastas. Yeah. In a 10, Snapshot. Most creepypastas usually start with some kid finding a busted cartridge at a yard sale or in their garage. However, the equivalent for this in the Minecraft creepypasta scene is snapshots. A creepypasta taking place in a snapshot is instantly more reasonable since the snapshots are where they kind of test out new features, and there are bound to be bugs and glitches. So really anything is possible in a snapshot. Same concept applies to old cartridges found in Grandpa's garage or in Grandma's coffin. You can really do whatever you want with these, and that's what makes them so wonderful. Obviously it has to be related to the main game still, and probably related to the snapshots you're using, just like any creepypasta, but other than that, you're usually pretty solid. If you say that it's in a snapshot, then you're good.
coming in at number 9. Watchers. These be like the wardens of the game. Every creepypasta has some sort of entity, being, or force of nature watching over you. Whether it's being watched from a distance, peering into your soul, watching like a fly on the wall. They give off some type of sense that they're breathing down your neck, making your little hairs rise up. You know those so-called goosebumps feeling? Yeah, you have come into realization that no matter what, there's no getting away from these creepypastas, let alone what happened if you meet up with the entity like Herobrine that watches you from afar, like a stalking creeper, or better yet, Enderbrine, which are the combined powers of the Enderman and Homie himself.
In an 8, ignorance is bliss. Okay, there's one saying that I live by, and it's the fact that ignorance is bliss. Okay, I had to learn the hard way that you shouldn't ask questions that you don't want the answers to. But it also goes for being dumb usually helps you be happier, or in the case of a creepypasta, usually helps you understand why this character is doing stupid things. Like, of course your computer shutting down wasn't a glitch or a power surge, bro. Obviously you stepped into a horror movie and are about to die off screen, but like, it would seem obvious, but if your character is oblivious to the possibility that they're in a horror story, it just helps things move along at a better pace. Plus, nobody really ever thinks that they're actually in a horror movie, even when they are certainly in a horror movie. You know, we all do the stupid thing.
Coming in at number 7, world becomes hell. Yes, you know it. Like, I don't even really have to discuss this one. Y'all know no matter what creepypasta it is, they are gonna make your world a living hell. For example, Entity 303. He obliterates your game with an error code 303. Your game is blue screen or written off the Minecraft planet of existence, thus making our world hectic to play. As I always talk about my homie Brian, even he will terrorize your world. And remember what I said about Alex Brian. If you thought homie was bad, yeah, his girl is worse. She is more power hungry than he is, let alone these creepypastas become stressful alone just talking about them. Thank God there's no piglins or spiders creepypastas. Or just the thought of that, oh man, I don't want to think about that.
And it's 6, open to LAN. Okay, another common, not just Minecraft creepypasta trope, but video game creepypasta trope in general, is the secondary player when you're playing a single player thing, where someone else somehow joins your game when they shouldn't be able to. This can be explained away in Minecraft by opening up the world to LAN, but if you say something like I checked and it wasn't open to LAN or something along those lines, it could be a simple way to make things even creepier. Or you can flip this trope on its head, and maybe the goal of the antagonist was to get the main character to open up their LAN world. Maybe because the protagonist wanted to be able to use cheats, but they didn't have it enabled, or they wanted their friend to join to see if they also saw the issue as well, but instead a different player joins, this being their goal all along. Something like that could certainly be an interesting take on a common but certainly freaky concept.
Midway through, we got beliefs. Yeah, beliefs. One thing creepypastas has us doing is believing these mythcraft legends, okay? They are real stories around the interweb showing us what can be done to the game on any level of aspect, making it gruesome horror or simply an easy playthrough. Thank God none of these creepypastas has made it onto the dark web. Or did they? I mean, dark web or not, It's a sense of belief that makes any story come true from watching different YouTubers or reviews. I hope you guys are commenting down below and hopefully you're subscribed by now, leaving us with some type of cliffhanger, not knowing what happens to the victims, or in some cases, let alone it goes to show, look how even, like I'm going to keep talking about him, my Hobie Brian, I will say he's real. He is my homie for one. Two, I don't want him wreaking havoc on my land of the lost. So he will always, for me, be real. That's my homie, like I said.
In it for real world impact. The real scary part of any creepypasta comes from its ability to affect the real world. Stories all of a sudden have more impact when we can relate to them more, and this is in part why most movies or shows take place in the real world, in our world. Whereas something like the DC universe, where people are in Gotham, Metropolis, or Central City, we can't really have a sense of how big an impact is, because while they do have New York and other big cities, they don't have their stories take place there. This is part of the reason why Marvel movies are so much more impactful than DC movies for the most part. Not to start a debate or anything, I'm just saying that this concept can also translate to creepypastas. If Herobrine is unleashed into our world, that's impactful. Even something like the Nether causing your computer to catch fire then burn your house down, while a bit extreme, does more for you than just closing the game and never opening that world again.
Coming in at number 3, we got recordings. Not your studio booth recording section. Well, actually, the recording booth might give us the best sounds, you know? If you remember when I spoke about the Enderman in one of the other videos, well, sounds like that. Recording is not just the worst part about that, it's also the sightings of them too. Would you really want a giant Alex on your world? Be honest, I know I wouldn't. But it comes down to the same terms as any creepypasta, as it must be / have some cue or sound. Like I said, a sighting, aka visual, it can be really tough. It can be also really rough and also tough to get through some of these creepypastas, because if you did not record them, nobody is gonna believe you, except maybe me and the King Cheese. But aside from that, good luck, man. You don't want to be in the wrong place at the right time.
But ultimately, and at number 2, white eyes. White eyes in Minecraft creepypastas are kind of like a must. Obviously they aren't required, but having a character with white eyes in a Minecraft creepypasta is basically instantly recognizable. Obviously if they're included, they're meant to be an allegory to Notch's supposed long lost brother Herobrine. Any character or creature with white eyes will instantly be recognized or seen as Herobrine or controlled by Herobrine in the case of mobs or cows, or other usually peaceful creatures. I mean, cause Herobrine is the most famous Minecraft creepypasta and one of the most famous creepypastas in general, so any reference to him is typically seen as a good thing, unless it's inherently forced. Like if there is no connection whatsoever, there's not really a point in trying to make it work, right? In that case, it just ends up being cringe and just bad writing.
Coming in at number 1, we got the Protagonist. Finally we are here, right? And that's honestly what always happens, because yep, the key and major thing to notice with all of these creepypastas is the main guy or girl dies in some tragic accident, suffers a loss of pain, fallen and can't get up. But they go through some heavy trauma like being fired from a job, and all roads lead to hell on this one. Sometimes they come to haunt you. Maybe they just want to be the lovable ghost stories, fact or fiction. I don't want to bother too much, but just got to remember that these are stories alongside of homie Brian. I know, like I said, he is real. I don't care what anybody tells me, okay? We out here, we're purging. The last thing I want from my homie Brian is to suffer more than he already has. Don't let me find that Herobrine swag and wear it like a Superman cape and hide my identity and become the new hero. I joke.
Yeah. That's all the time we have for today, friends.
Have you written any creepypastas, or have these given you any tips or inspirations? Let us know down below.
Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Connor Monroe.
And I am Crafting Jay. We shall see you on the next review.
And they're lists, not reviews. Jay.
Damn you,
Herobrine is not real.
He's real in my eyes.
Not.
He's real in my eyes. In my eyes.
Not real.
In these eyes, he's real.
See, and that's why you have to wear your glasses all the time, whereas I don't.